See how that wiped right off? There's no problem. Left side. See how far I'm from here to there? You want to look over here when you do that. Because sometimes your lines aren't exactly straight. They're just kind of showing you where you're at. So you're about a quarter of an inch. Come right over here and bring it right down. As you go down, you turn your brush. Try to get your ends real tight. Sometimes you have to use that little rag to get those off sometimes, but that's okay. Make a little mistake. Get in there tight. I always put this rag on my brush, pull it tight. It takes that right off. And like I told you before, don't worry about the pencil marks because they'll come right off. Okay, now I'm going to show you some thicker lines, like a 1/4 inch stripe, and I'm using a number 2. And again, same thing on this brush. Flat side goes to the left. That way you know you're holding it right. You just got to press down a little harder. You can clean your edges up just like I'm doing right here. Okay, we're gonna outline this 1/4 inch stripe. This stripe right here is really popular in almost all the cars that I stripe. I use a lot of 1/4 inch stripe, and I'm outlining it with the yellow here. And you have to let that red dry usually, and just pull it right beside it. And you want to kind of get over on the. Now I'm putting a little thin line. What this does, it makes that stripe real elegant. Okay, you finished your designs, all clean, and you know you need to sign your name. You're an artist. If you're starting this out, you're proud of your work. You want to sign it, and you get a lot of jobs off this after you sign your name. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Take a quill brush, squeeze the end of it, and just write like you're writing with a pencil. And my logo is the 2 feet. I've had those 2 feet for almost over 30 years. A lot of people are copying them, but they were mine. I started with those. So and that's, you need to sign your name. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do I got 2 thin lines on here already and a 1/4 inch stripe. And I'm going to add another thin line beside the gray. And this is called a triple stripe. And this truck I worked on a little bit earlier today, but I want to show you kind of the finished product on it now. I'm running the tape beside. I'm down about 3/4 inch from the 2 gray lines that I put on it. And here I'm mixing my paint up like I showed you. And you want to get it just right, let it drag. Okay. Now, nothing touches my fingers, nothing touches the tape. This takes a little practice. You've got to relax, and you want your feet to slide, and you can walk down the whole side of the car. There's a few guys can do this, and a little practice you can do it. A good friend of mine, Neil Averill, taught me this too. Just push that right alongside the tape, and you'll come to the end. And when you get to that end, you got to reload again. Now here I'm reloading, and the baby powder. See the baby powder on my fingers? I know I need a manicure too, but this has been a rough day today. So I got some powder on my fingers, makes me slide real easy. And here's a little skull I painted. I'm going to fill it in. I would usually do this with a quill brush, but I had the striping brush in my hand with the yellow, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in with the striping brush. But it would be a little easier with your quill brush that I showed you. And just a little graphic I put inside the striping. You can see how small it is compared to my finger. So it's just a nice little artwork that gives a little touch to your striping. And you can do all kinds of little things like this in your striping. You can add a few things, little cartoons and stuff. People likes that. And you just kind of clean them up, the little edges like I showed you, make it tight. And go right back in there again and touch everything up. Here's some old-time striping on the back, the tailgate I'm doing. I'm finishing it up with a little yellow line, a little artwork I put on the back. Like this, like I said, that artwork makes it look nice. Preparing the surface with wax and grease remover again. Okay, this is very important. That's the reason I'm showing you this twice, because this is going to save you a lot of headaches down the road. Remember I told you about the wax and grease remover? Soak 1 rag and you just wipe it really good all over the car. And then you come down with another clean rag and you wipe that off again. Now sometimes you'll have to do this twice. If there's a lot of wax on your cars, you want to do this twice. And then you do it with 2 different sets of rags again. This is very important. That's the reason I'm showing this to you. You want to make sure that wax is off that car, because there's nothing worse than striping a car and have to come back a couple days and have to touch it all back up again. We're talking about this 1/8 tape. I'm going to show how it can work for you. We're going to start at one end of the car and come down to the other end of the car. Find your belt line of the car and just pull your tape down. It's about like that. And the easy way to do this, if you want to learn the easy way, is put another one right above that, about 3/4 of an inch. Follow it right down the side of the car. This takes a little practice, but sometimes you want to do like a door, a quarter at a time. See how I'm pressing that down at the door, then I'm coming back and doing the rest of it. That striping brush don't touch any part of the tape. If you touch the tape, it's going to have a ragged edge. And I'm just coming along with it. I got powder on my fingers. I'm sliding really easy. And you want to be real relaxed when you do this. And just reload the brush again. Come back up to the door. Come right on down. And just make it easy. Just relax. And if you mess up, like I said, you can take the tape back off again, and take the wax and grease remover and wipe your stripe off and do it over again. There's no big thing. Now I'm going to run another line beside this one. And I'm going to take this tape off. Now you don't need that tape. That was your guideline. Now your red line is your guideline now. And you want to start right where that one ends. You want those ends tight. So you'll start right back up, right at the end, right there. Now I'm loading my brush. I'm coming back in. Fingers on the tape. Just relax. It looks like those lines are touching, but they're not. They're real thin. They're about 1/8 of an inch away from each other. Reloaded my brush, coming in on the door, pulling that line. You can see how close they are. This takes a lot of practice, but you can do it. And you want your hand steady. If you drink a lot of coffee, you may want to kind of cut down on that, because that really makes you nervous. So it's just to show you how easy this can be. Here again, I'm loading my brush up, and you want that brush to drag a little bit, and you'll know it when you get it. You just take it back and forth, get it some air in there, and let it dry a little bit, and you'll feel it drag. This takes about maybe a minute, half a minute to do this. And you'll know in practicing. Same thing. Finger touching the tape, the brush is not touching the tape, and just relax. And you're pulling this. I'm doing a little thicker line. This is called typical striping I'm doing right now is called factory stripe. One thick and one thin. And these are a little easier to do. You can do a thick line and put the thin line beside it. These are a little easier than doing two little thin lines. And this is something you probably want to practice start out with, a little thicker line. Like I said, the thicker lines are a little easier to do. The thinner lines, you got to stand up on that brush. And, but this is called a factory stripe. And this is just a gray that I'm doing it in. And you just got to relax and slide your feet. When you're walking down the side of the car, you just slide your feet. Just pull it, and you don't look where you've been, you look where you're going. Just keep looking where you're going, and kind of look at your brush and your tape. Make sure nothing's messing up. Here I'm using my left hand to kind of make myself steady on the car. Sometimes you're a little bit nervous. You can put your other hand down on the car, and it'll make you a little steady. Okay. You can see here how I'm pulling that line down the side. Just relax. This takes practice. But, I didn't do this overnight, and you won't either. Okay, now I'm striping a PT Cruiser. I just flamed this car, and I'm going to show you how to outline the flames. And you'll be doing a lot of this. I'm using a piece of tape to show you how to keep a little steadier. This is an easy way to do it, and to start out with, you might want to do this. Put a little piece of tape down, and it kind of helps you stand right in the groove there with the flame. I'm striping this thing like in a kind of a dirty blue, and the PT Cruiser is kind of a dark maroon. It's cranberry maroon, and the flames are kind of a platinum purple color. See how I'm following the tape with my finger, and I've got the tape right along the same contour with the flames, and this kind of keeps you right in the groove of the flame. And later on I'll show you how to do it without the tape, but right now I want to show you this way to do this, and this is kind of easy for you. This is a nice practice for you to do this. And now here I'm freehanding. Now this is on top of the hood, and I'm just turning that brush like I showed you. You got to turn the brush, and you want to pivot with that finger. And you can be a little nervous, but you can still be straight. So if you're a little nervous, that doesn't hurt anything, as long as that stripe is straight. And just kind of finishing these ends out. And you see my flames, how they're crossed over. You don't want to cross them all over, all your stripe, because where you go under is where you got to stop again and meet up with that other stripe. Now here's I'm on the hood again. You just want to relax, pull that brush, pull it, just pull it down, and you got to turn it. Now when you come to this corner, you're going to turn. You're turning. Turn that brush. There you go, and then just pull it right up. Now we're going to go back to the end again and come the other way. It's just something you have to practice. I'm just not using no tape on this. I'm going to show you this way to do this too. And I'm sure I got baby powder on my fingers here. It kind of makes you slide easy. With no baby powder, you'll start squeaking. But that's a good thing. If it's squeaking, you know there's no wax on it. If your car's squeaking with your fingers, well, you know there's no wax, and that's a good thing. But then that's when you get that baby powder and put on your fingers. Just pull it right on down. Just pull it straight on down. And just turn the brush, turn it, and pivot with your fingers. Come right on up. Then you'll catch the other side. This just takes a little practice like anything else. There's just different things I want to show you in this tape. Of course, here's some old striping I put on the back. I'm signing my name to it, like I told you before. important to sign your name. Everybody wants, if you do the job, they want you to sign it. You'll get work off this. So you just sign your name with the quill brush I showed you earlier. Just pull it. It's like a pencil. And all the pencil marks you see in this old-time striping, that's the Stabilo pencil. And I'll come back a couple hours and I'll wipe all the pencil marks off. See my little pencil marks in there? That's Stabilo pencils, where I kind of drew some things out. Now I'm taking my quill brush and I'm just making a couple little dots in there. Just kind of breaks everything up. And of course, I showed you before on the panel how to do the old-time striping. It's kind of nice. This stuff's all coming back now. And that's how you do that.
Hi, my name is Leonard Rich, and I've been in business in Merced for over 39 years, serving the Central Valley with quality auto body repairs. I came to know Craig Judd when I needed some pinstriping done back in the 70s. And Craig was recommended to me, and I called Craig, and Craig and I got together, and we set up a schedule for every Friday that Craig would be here to stripe cars for people who would make appointments to have their car striped here. Craig has done some great artwork for me, and his work is spectacular. He does excellent work, and I would recommend him to anybody. In fact, he is still doing work on cars that we build here at the shop for custom rods and for restoring of antique vehicles. If there's anybody that has any intentions of trying to learn the trade of pinstriping, Judd would be the person to contact. I think he's one of the greatest pinstripers in the Central Valley.